Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the broadcast here at iCombat Madison. I am one of your hosts, Cody, and with me to my immediate right is my partner in crime, Eric Fry.
Hello.
Eric, how you doing today?
I'm excited. I'm not showing it. I'm going to save my level of excitement for the actual games.
Let's hope the players can match your level of intensity. We've got a lot on the agenda for tonight. It's a little bit different than the tournaments we've done in the past. It's a bit of a curveball. The structure itself is going to be a little different, but the teams are going to be pretty much chaotic. The tournaments we've done in the past are really structured and kind of on your own. Now it's very, very formal. The overall matchup system is the same elimination strategy, but like I said, the teams are what's different. The teams that we've got in the house tonight are 45 competitors. We've got 9 teams of 5, one of those players being the team captain. The team captain was picked as the overall top 9 ranked competitors that are participating in this tournament. They were ranked according to their score rating, player rating, in order from high to low. Now, once these players were put in order, they then began to pick players in a snake format draft. The snake format draft, if you're unfamiliar with it, is a little bit of back and forth. Each team captain got a chance to pick one player at a time per round until each team was full. It means if you had the first pick in the first round, you would then get the last pick in the second round. They would do it back and forth until rosters were full. A little bit of craziness with the team captains. Everyone's a little unsure of what's going to happen tonight. The tournaments we've done in the past were a bit of you pick your friends, you dominate your opponents. They were 6-man teams. They're going to go ahead and show pretty much who was the best. They did a lot of dominating. They pretty much were unable to unseat their opponents, be unseated by their opponents, and there was pretty much the same outcome for each tournament. Ideally, this new strategy, this new format is going to be showing you folks at home who the top dogs for the sport are and show really what these players are made of. As tacticians, this is going to make or break them. The bracket tonight we'll be hosting is a double elimination tournament, which means you are not out until you're out. You got to lose twice. You're going to have multiple attempts at each game in each round, so you're not going to lose a match and just be out right away. You need to make sure that you push through the bottom bracket to work your way back up. This gives all these players a chance to keep going and really fight back to their spot. You have a little bit of room for error, and you really need to show how you can come back from a loss. The matchups are going to be decided by the best 2 to 3 matches. The combined score, the point total, kills, all those points that you're going to receive in each match, we're going to be combined over the matches, and you're going to figure out who the winner is based off of that scoring system. Now, if for some reason a match comes down to a tie, they're going to be pulled into what's called a pistol duel, a best 2 of 3. You want to talk a little bit about what those pistol duels are?
Sure. So, with a pistol duel, a representative from each team that's in the tie, could be the team captain, could be whoever the team captain defers to, are pulled aside, and they will start with their hands behind their head like this, in the surrender position, if you will. Then they will be given a countdown. Now, once go is stated, the teams will then drop their arms, unholster their pistol, and the first one to kill the other one will win. Thus, that team will move on.
That's a lot of craziness. So you get a lot of players that come in that are regulars. When you pull a pistol in front of them, they don't know what to think. They got these rifles every night. So when you put a pistol in their hands and you got to tell them to draw, you never know what's going to happen. They're very, very exciting duels. Exciting as they may be, they're very rare. The rarity of the pistol duels is due to the fact that the field is so well balanced. The iCombat Madison field here is probably one of the better arenas you're ever going to play in. It's very open, very long distance, lots of cracks, lots of crevices, places to hide. You never know where your people, the people on your team are going to be. Your opponents themselves, they're going to come out of nowhere. You're not going to see them coming. The Madison players, I feel, are going to have a bit of an advantage due to the fact that they're on this field every day. They know the routes, they know the paths that they're going to take,
right.
And some of their Waukeshan counterparts aren't going to know what to do. Waukesha's field I love it. I absolutely love it, but it's so much more close quarters, in your face. There's going to be a lot of things that overlap, but in Madison, that's not how we do it. In Madison here, everything is full bore. These props are huge. There's turf, so you can get going. You can get some crazy strategies going, do tucks rolls. Can't roll in the tournament, but you can get pretty crazy. Field itself is amazing. Now, before we get too ahead of ourselves, I want to take this moment to give an important thank you to our sponsors. You folks at home would not be able to watch this tournament and enjoy it as much as we do if it wasn't for the support of these guys. They share the same level of enthusiasm and excitement that we do, and without them, this wouldn't happen.
Right.
We cannot thank them enough. So people in the lobby, people at home, give them a shout out. Don't be afraid to give them a shout out in the chat here. Let them know how you feel. Show them how important they really are to this tournament. All things said and done tonight, the top 3 placed teams are going to walk away with consolation prizes. We've got over $2,600 worth of prizes going out, giveaways, equipment. Yeah, we got value cards. We got everything. The first place team, however, is going to be walking away with roughly $1,500 worth of prizes. They've got all kinds of gear. They've got gift cards. They've got all kinds of stuff with Badger tickets in the mix.
No way.
Got to give it up for the Badgers. That alone is going to pull some crazy strategies out just to get that W. There's a lot of cool things you're going to win. It's going to make these players come hungry. Now, more importantly is what you win first place. You get to be a champion. You get to title yourself that champion. You get that bragging rights to tell everyone that, you know what, I am the best. I took what I got. I picked my team. I played my strategies. I played my team. Now, all of these teams that are going to play tonight really need to prove what they're made of. We've got a lot of game types to throw at everybody, so we need to make sure that everyone knows what they're doing. For tonight, we will be showing the first game of Team Deathmatch. Is going to be the first match that the teams will be playing for the first round. We got a quick video for you here to explain the rules a little bit.
This is Mission Team Deathmatch. It's a 4-minute mission. Teams start in either the motor pool or the officer's quarters. Each player will have 100 health per life and unlimited lives. Each weapon is set to do 50 damage per hit, meaning the players will have 2 hits before they die. They will have to respawn in their starting location only. Every kill scores a point. The team at the end with the most points will win.
All right, guys. Before we get going here, I just want to thank you all for tuning in. We've got a lot of exciting things going on for you, and there's going to be a lot of craziness you're going to see. These teams are going to do things that no one expects. And with that being said, we're going to kick things off here with the first team deathmatch between Team Mayhem and Red Bananas.
I like red bananas.
Have you ever had a red banana?
No.
It concerned me a little bit.
I imagine it's delicious. All right, so what you'll notice is that everyone on the field will have 150 ammo. Along with every shot that you see, it will be a live track down, and you will also be able to see a score below their name. The score is calculated by the placement of the shot that they take. As you can also see at the bottom of the field, you will have a live feed going for who kills who. And up at top, you will be able to see the actual score counter. So as of right now, you will also notice that the Red Bananas are in a huge lead by 6 kills. It's all really hectic down there. What I can actually tell you right now is that the Red Bananas seem to have a bit more of communication with them.
Mayhem is absolutely falling behind. Their team is just not spreading out the kills, and they need to just pick it up. They're 15-6 right now, just dropping behind. Red Bananas, though, just 8-0. Turnkin dropping an 8-0 on us. What a player. He is really dominating this first match, setting the tone for the tournament. Holy cow.
Yeah, I think CJF really did a good job in preparing his team. I noticed that he's not playing the way that he usually does. He racks up the kills. Although right now it seems like he's more worried about focusing his team play around the actual overall objective, which I actually like, and it's being shown by being up 21-11.
And you know what? This tournament is so different because you don't have the same teammates that you normally have, and you're seeing that in the playstyle. Team Mayhem is a very, very strong team. We've got one of the top players from Waukesha on that team, 6s and 7s, dropping 3 kills on us already. Falling behind due to the fact that everyone's a little nervous. Everyone's not sure of what kind of play style that this tournament is going to produce. Falling behind a little bit, dropping 27-15 with 2 minutes left in this first team deathmatch. A lot of movement going on, but unfortunately, Team Mayhem is just not pushing out of their spawn. Team
Right.
Red Bananas just absolutely burying Team Mayhem. We've got 7-4 from CJF.
You know, maybe he heard me.
Maybe. You know what? They got your words of wisdom, and you know what? It's the battle cry, the E-Rich battle cry.
Hey-oh.
Ho!
See, now, what just happened right there is Team Red Bananas was all dead. They were all spawning. What Mayhem should have done is pushed up. You know, maybe they would draw a little closer.
They got about a minute and a half left, and they're slowly closing the gap a little bit. 33-24 in favor of Team Red Banana. 6s and 7s trying to push a little bit out, trying to get this team out of the hole that they're in.
I think it's too little too late for the birthday boy, but you know, he does have
Birthday boy!
Birthday boy turns the big 4-0 tonight. However, I do think that this will be a good strategic aspect to bring into the other side. As I tried to say strategery. That was my fault.
You know what? We can make up words. This is a crazy sport. We're going to say crazy things. Get used to it.
Yes.
Team Red Bananas slowly but surely securing the win for the first match, 39-26, with a overall spread of about 8 kills throughout the entire team. Turnkin still holding down his own, 11-3 on the field. Burning through a lot of ammo, I might add, but you know what? If a win's a win's a win's a win.
You know, and Team Deathmatch is one of those you don't really concern yourself with the ammo.
Nope.
You just go out there spraying
and pray.
Although I prefer using single shot.
You know
But,
what?
you know, a lot of these players.
That's the kind of play style that gets you spawn camp, sir. You need to have no fear and push out and not get spawn camp. When you get spawn camp, you get stuck in a hole like this, and unfortunately, with the game coming to an end, Red Bananas take their first game in the first matchup, 47-32.
So
Good effort by both teams, though.
Good effort by both teams, yes. However, what I would like to see Mayhem do is collect themselves and, you know, push a little harder. Realize that with good communication, they will be able to realize that Red Bananas will all be dead at one point, and then push up and get them trapped in their
You know what
spawn.
I think it is? I think it's that pink tutu. I don't think he's quite unleashed the fury that comes from that tutu. Team Mayhem, very good push. They had a lot of kills going out through this match, but they just could not get out of that spawn. Team Red Bananas had an overall kill of like 9 kills for each player, and each player have just absolutely worked together and shown their opponents that they can push as a team and that you can't really pick a weak link. They're going to push as a whole, and they're going to be a real force to reckon with. It's a pretty solid team. They've got a few people that stick out, such as Turnkin, but they really need to keep that going. Team Mayhem, High Carnage was the leader for that last match, really holding his own. Hopefully he's down there in his spawn, giving his team the pep talk. I know see CJ there giving his team a quick run through of what they did and how they need to keep doing it. And so hopefully in this next matchup, they can keep it going. Pushing out of the spawn, dropping a kill right away.
But, well, you know, he pushed out of the spawn so quickly that he may have gotten the kill, but he also died right away. Thus, Mayhem is actually using a strategy. I think they're communicating a lot more. I think what Red Bananas is doing is they know that they have to basically keep Mayhem down.
I mean, look at all those skulls coming from Red Bananas. They are dropping like flies. I think Mayhem may have figured it out.
That's very true. I think what Red Bananas is doing is they're playing a little too conservative.
I'm seeing an awful lot of green down on that scroll text there. We got a lot of green players really stepping it up this match, showing what they can do. Now, can they keep it going? 15-4, a little over 3 minutes left in this second team deathmatch. Hopefully they can really add on some kills to this because, like I said, it's going to be a combined kill total to determine who is the winner of this matchup.
And right now, Red Bananas is really only winning by a combined total of 1.
Not much.
So it's going to come close. Mayhem does have to continue pushing. You know, like you were saying, High Carnage is going to be the factor, and he's already 9-2. 6s and 7s seems to have found his game. He is 6-1.
Pushing out of the tower right there. He's getting some Overwatch going, trying to give his team a little bit of cover, try and secure the lead that they have and keep it going.
And Turnkin on Red Bananas, he is faltering, going 1-1 right now. That's really strange. I did not expect to see that.
He is not having the intensity that he had in that first match.
And right now, Mayhem is actually taking the lead.
They have taken the lead. Yep, they are definitely showing what they're made of. And honestly, I believe that they're really using their opponent's aggressiveness to their advantage.
Correct.
They have a really big gap to fill from that first match, but they're definitely holding their own. I'm very impressed with how well they're coming out of this. 6s and 7s, 8-1, not dropping too many shots. High Carnage 9-3, 3-1 Tulio. That team Celtic Cross, all of them are getting those kills. They're pushing their opponents back, and I'm seeing an awful lot of lit up red vests out there.
That is very true. I'm seeing it a lot too, and I think Red Bananas, they're playing a little too conservative, like I said earlier. They really need to turn the tide in this one.
Turkin right there trying to pull off those crazy shots from long distance. They are just wow.
Mayhem is winning right now.
They've got a huge gap that they need to cover. They've got a 15-point deficit that they need to make up.
And if the score were to, if Mayhem keeps this pace up, they will pull off the win. However, it will be very, very close. We'll have to keep an eye on that.
The teams, I should say, they have completely did a 180 from this first match. They have completely swapped their strategies, and I don't know if it's their mentality that they just refuse to go down. It's the fighter, the champions are really going to show how they can come back, and they're showing it. High Carnage dropping 12 kills on us, 6s and 7s, 11, with a very, very impressive push. 35-16, a little under a minute left in this second match, really keeping the Red Bananas back in their spawn. We don't have too much of a push coming out of their spawns, and that's really gonna lose in this game.
That's very true. And another thing that the viewers will notice is that in the team spawn area, you know, Mayhem is actually communicating well with each other. I'm hearing a lot of talking out on the field, whereas Red Bananas, it really doesn't look like they're communicating too much on the field. There's some communication, but not a lot. And as of right now, Mayhem will win by 2.
10 seconds left. 40-22 in the second match.
It's very close, folks.
The pacifism that came from the second match really, really, really changed what we thought was going to happen for this match.
And Mayhem just won by literally 2.
Wow.
Oh,
wow.
I'm shocked.
I did a complete 180 with that match. The Team Mayhem, they really came out slow. They were very, very passive, and honestly, I would say they're probably a little nervous. Like I said, these teams don't know what they're going to do.
The nerves got to them, I believe. But
wow.
They took what they saw from the first one.
Yeah,
and, you know, Mayhem, like I said, they did win by only 2 points.
2 points.
2 points. That is, unless you win by 1, that's the closest you're ever going to get.
Fortunately for Red Bananas, though, they still have another opportunity in this match.
That's very
they
true.
will be moving down to the lower portion of this bracket. They're not out, like I said, until they're out. Team Mayhem is going to keep moving up, and let's see how if they can really keep that strategy going. Speaking about the teams, if they can keep that going, let's hear a little bit from the winning team's captain to kind of understand a little bit what they thought about that match.
Jennifer, would you like to add a little input into this?
Now I'm here with the winning team. What did your team do right this mission?
Well, first off, we started off, we were trying to capture this side to start the game, but when that first round didn't go right, we tried to keep our heads up, tried to keep playing in it, and it worked off because the second game we really dominated them. So.
And in this mission, did you have any type of strategies?
Our strategy was to try to single out CJ because we knew that he would be the biggest target for them, the biggest one trying to take us out, and that worked out. We got him out well, really hard.
And we saw the MVP of the scoreboard. Who do you think was the MVP?
Well, I think that our whole team played well together, but if you had to pick one person, I think High Carnage really stepped it up this game and helped us out.
Okay, well, thank you, and good luck in your next mission. Back to the announcers.
This team has really set the tone. The teams that we came out were going to be a little shaky, but like you said, the team that won was the team that worked together. They had no real strong or weak player on their team, and they managed to push their team back. Impressive win by 2. There's a lot of problems going on with the teams not pushing out, so you're going to get some weird finishes with these close calls. It's exciting. It's exciting to win by 2.
It is very exciting.
Make me a little shaky winning by 2, but it seemed like the teams were just not ready for what happened. So congrats to Team Mayhem moving up one spot in the bracket, taking Team Red Bananas, moving them down to their first loss of the tournament. Team Deathmatch is going to be a tournament game that's really going to break these players loose, loosen them up, show them what they're made of. We've got a lot of teams with a lot of different accuracies, KDs that are going to be playing. You can see right there on your screen. 1.9s, 3.2s. We've got a huge spread, a high to low in between spread of these KDs that you're going to see. A lot of the players are very accurate players that are merciless. They're going to get those kills that you need to win those close matches. For example, winning by 2 kills.
Oh, yes.
They're really going to get those points. Each team has about 2 veteran players with a lot of newer people to the sport that are thirsty and want to learn more. We've got a lot of people who really, really, really have these amazing accuracies. Now, we're going to see if they can really hold on their strategies and keep those stats going. I want to see some competitors that really push through and show what they're made of.
All right, so we're going to push now to our next game. It is still Team Deathmatch, so we're still in round 1. This one will go with Enterprise in the blue vest and Friendly Fire in the purple vest. As you can see right there, Enterprise pushes out, Friendly Fire pushes out. It is really close right now. They're only down by 2, now 3. You saw Rye Smith for Friendly Fire just pushing up, basically getting all the way into Enterprise's spawn zone.
That's what we call Aaron Waukesha the sweep. Very good push by him. Unfortunately, didn't stay there very long. Dropped down to a 4-1, dropping his first death. Team Enterprise, though, definitely trying to push out, keeping it close.
And what I see right here is actually Friendly Fire is actually working to their advantage. They do have 3 Waukesha players on the team and 2 Madison players. So they are actually able to cover the spread of this field a lot. So they have 2 players that really know the angles, and they have 3 players that are not afraid to get down and dirty, up close.
Oh, absolutely. And I guess I would say that their biggest strength that they pull is the fact that they've played with each other. We've got a lot of teams that have a couple people that play together, predominantly Madison players. They're really going to try and own this tournament, and I really think they're going to set the tone, but they really got to keep an eye out for their opponents from Waukesha that are sneaking up, really pushing into the spawn. They had a pretty good lead, being Friendly Fire having that lead, 16-12, but Team Enterprise is steadily catching up, 16-13 in favor of Friendly Fire with 2.5 minutes left in this first Team Deathmatch. Lots of skulls, not happy. We've got a lot of people out for Team Friendly Fire. Enterprise is just not letting them keep that lead, and they're trying to hold them down. We've got a tie match right now, folks.
Well, actually, now it just jumped up to 1 for Friendly Fire, and what I'm actually noticing is that Friendly Fire did take, the jump at first, but then Enterprise responded to they countered them, and they're actually coming back at them with the same intensity. As you see, Love to Play right there, just kind of sweeping through the spawn area, getting
the sweep.
The sweep. But he doesn't. He actually found his spot, but he's not getting that many kills. Not the amount of kills that I'm used to personally seeing Love to Play get.
Top dogs in the field right now, Enterprise, Salvo dropping 7 kills with only 3 deaths. Rye Smith and Sniper Elite rocking their team with 7 kills each. Rye Smith, I'm going to call you janitor from now on because you are just sweeping up that side of the map. We've got a lot of players on opposing teams right next to each other. If you look closely at Rye Smith, he knows he's there. He can hear him. He's trying to pin him down. 23 to 20. Dropped him 1 more for the 24 with a minute left.
Salvo. Fires a salvo.
Woo!
I did a play on with
and I saw that. That's good. That's good.
Wow. It's a really close match. This one is actually going to be way more interesting than the last one because this one, right now, it's only a 3-4 point spread. With Enterprise actually still racking it up.
They have been neck and neck. We've got a lot of players. We've got a player in the spawn right now. Holy cow.
And that's actually another thing that you're going to have to contend with here at Madison.
The confidence.
You're going to contend with players getting into your spawn.
Wow.
And that's what we're seeing right now.
There is no fear in that man's eyes.
And that was actually Camo again, the Team Enterprise captain.
We've got 35 seconds left in this team deathmatch. Can Friendly Fire really pull it back? They're not down by much. They just need to push out and really get the ground that they need. 27 seconds. I see a lot of purple on the field, not a lot of blue. I see a lot of teammates on the purple team trying to do an Overwatch strategy to give their team the cover that they need, with a few assassins like Rye Smith lurking in the dark like a ninja. However,
He
no
gets
one
taken out by Kenjutsushi.
rocking him from behind. You got to watch that 6. Got to watch the 6.
He felt like he was safe behind there, but at the last second, you notice that Mr. Beams...
One kill!
Mr. Beams at the last second came through the middle, and I believe he got Mr. Sushi.
Yep. That was incredible. What is going on right now? These matches should not be this close. These players are too good, and no one is giving an inch. This is incredible.
They're taking an inch, but they're taking it right back. They're not giving an inch. They're not taking a mile.
It is going to be a
as
struggle.
you could say.
Look
Right
at-
now,
look
the
at those.
teams are getting ready to reset for the second round. Friendly Fire is only down by 1. Let's see if they'll be able to strategize in between hand. What I think they did right was they were you never saw during that last half one team get bogged down in their spawn area. Both teams were pushing up. They were hitting the middle of the field really well. And that's the difference that you just saw from this team deathmatch compared to the last one. It thus resulted in a really interesting game. And then there's Enterprise strategizing, and there's Rye Smith, the team captain, giving a little bit of strategy.
Look at that grin. Look at that grin. He is loving this. This is why I love this sport. We've got so many good competitors in the house, and they are just loving every second of it. All of the players here are aggressive and pushing the limits tonight. These matches are so close because everyone came hungry and ready to win. We're gonna go ahead and start this next match here for the second time, and we're gonna see which team can really pull back with the win. If this is gonna be a night of 2 kills, 1 kill wins, I'm gonna pass out. I can't do it.
Too much excitement for you? Is your heart a little fluttering
Someone
a little
call
too
a
bit?
doctor. No, this is absolutely absurd. 4 minutes, and we kick it off. Purple team, Rye Smith pushing up. Listen to those calls. They are communicating.
Enterprise is building up their overall lead right now. They are up by 3 overall. I know for the viewers at home it looks a little confusing because it's showing that Enterprise is only up by 2, but you have to remember, Team Deathmatch is one of those missions where it will be a overall point will get you the win.
You've got a little margin for error. You can dust it off and shake it out a little bit, but you got to come back.
But, so the last one that we had with Red Bananas in it, they did have the opportunity to kind of dust it off because they did have that overall point spread that was 15. This one, Enterprise, they knew they had no margin of error, and that's why you are seeing right now, they are coming out hard. And I think actually the team named Friendly Fire, I think that's working in their advantage because they don't want to do any friendly fire.
I'm noticing a lot of slow movement out on the field, guys. You just can't get spawn camp like that. Team Enterprise is really racking up the kills due to the fact that these teams are going to do what every team is going to do tonight. If they start falling behind, they're not going to know what to do. They're going to fall behind. They're going to stay in their spawn. And right now, Friendly Fire is not going to walk away with this win with that kind of push.
Yeah, love to play right now. Like I said during the last half of Team Deathmatch, he was not putting up the numbers that I personally have seen him put up. And again, he's being held to 1-6. That is just not
Kenjutsushi out in the field right there. You know what it is? It's the beard. It's the beard. You can't beat a beard like that.
I'm envious of his beard.
You are not on his level, sir. I love your beard, but that is a beard of a winner.
Yeah.
23-10. Team Enterprise is still in the lead with 2 minutes left of this deathmatch. Can Friendly Fire pull
Friendly
back?
Fire is, I hate to say it, I don't think Friendly Fire is going to be able to pull it off. I think they got scared.
I've seen some bigger strategies, but when you have a casual walk like that, you got to push out. One of the biggest things that I, as a player, tend to do is when I'm running in a tournament, by the time the tournament's over, I am going to die. I'm going to run well, you can't run, but I'm going to aggressively push out to the field. I'm going to do what I can. I'm going to wreck some people, and I'm going to run right back. If you die, you better be dying at full speed. You need to keep going and keep pushing. You cannot slow down.
I mean, you see Rye Smith right there. He's trying to spawn camp Enterprise, but he just got killed from the backside because he was focusing more on the front. And as you're looking at it, the right exit of the spawn, I don't know if the viewers at home caught it, but someone came around the backside that Ryan just was not able to see.
Unfortunately, he does not have eyes in the back of his head, and his team is not holding the ground behind him. They were doing a very, very good job this first match of pushing out and really holding their own, but they're not getting the push that they had in that first match. Team Enterprise, with 50 seconds left, is up 36-19 with Salvo. Look at that score. Holy cow, 13-0.
Wow, where is he at? I bet he's up in the clock tower.
He probably is in the clock tower, but that is his home. You are not removing him. He lives there. You are just lucky to be in his presence.
Or do you think he's in the top of Friendly Fire spawn? You think he's got the guts to be up there?
Well, wherever he is just the man tonight. Holy cow.
Yeah, I think he's up in the clock tower because, as you saw right there, Ryan Smith was shooting up into the clock tower.
They just can't get him.
He's a salvo. It's like he shoots one shot and he kills like 5 people.
45-22, 4 seconds left, and Enterprise is going to take this match. Salvo 17-0. My guy. Holy cow.
Wow.
See, these are the kind of competitors that you're going to see tonight. People who don't care. They're going to show you how to play this sport. You can't take a nap. You're going to fall behind and you're going to get buried under a 17-0. For me as a player, that stings. Now, Friendly Fire, they stuck through that match so much. They fought that first match and they didn't give up an inch, and I don't know what happened there. We're going to have to talk to the winning team captain to see what they did to really figure out what happened with that. But
I mean, it was...
How was it that close?
In the break, it was a 1-point deficit, but then Enterprise pulled off an 81-56 win. It was Friendly Fire. I don't know if their communication broke down, but it was a complete and utter.
I don't know. They had a great push, Team Friendly Fire, but they just couldn't fall behind. Now, Team Friendly Fire is going to take their first loss, move to their spot in the lower half of the bracket, moving Enterprise up 1 spot to the second round. They well-deserved, well-earned spot. That was an incredible match. Special shout-out to player Salvo. That performance at the end there was
remarkable. So we do have the representative from Team Enterprise standing down.
All right, awesome teamwork out there. What worked best for your team during this mission?
Well, it's kind of hard to say as it's a draft tournament. A lot of us haven't played together before, but we pretty much said, I'll go clock tower, you go hallway, and I think it was just kind of lucky that things worked out the way they did. I haven't had a chance to talk to my team yet, so we'll see what worked, what didn't work, and make some adjustments for the next game.
Now, before this mission, did you guys have any type of strategies?
Hit them, shoot them as more times than they shoot us. Again, like I said, just kind of go to the strong points that the Madison players know about and try to lock it down. Clock tower is my favorite. I know how to attack it and defend it because people are always coming after me, so that was my focus the entire game.
Okay, well, thank you, and good luck next round, and back to the announcers.
Salvo, man. You knew it. Clock tower.
Clock tower.
Reign supreme.
Hey, Salvo, next time I play here, I'm coming for you. I know where you're hiding.
Man, if you drop a 17-0 on me in a tournament, I got to buy you a drink. That's
well, a drink of Gatorade.
Absolutely. They're competitors. They got to stay hydrated. Very, very well deserved. Team Friendly Fire. Keep up the tough, hard work. It's going to be a tough tournament. They just need to keep fighting through that and really come out with that intensity that they started with.
And don't let this loss, I know it hurts. Like I said earlier, it was a break of 1 and then just getting ran over, it seemed. Friendly Fire, don't let that discourage you. You got
to stay true to your stats. You can't let a loss like that crush you. You need to show these players that these stats mean something. We've got a lot of players with good accuracy.
Not to mention, you were just talking about stats. Our next matchup is Pew Pew.
Madison Trauma.
And Madison Trauma, and as the viewers just saw at home, those stats were pretty remarkable. But enough about the stats. We're getting ready for the next match. As you can see, Madison Trauma in the green, Pew Pew in the red. I personally probably would have switched it around. Madison Trauma in red. But, you know.
Rocking that red color. Well, you got to
me.
represent that Wisconsin red.
Oh, yeah. I think Pew Pew is going to probably pull out the win just because of Bucky Badger red. But that's just my personal input. They're down 1 right now.
So that's the keys for tonight's matches? The Beard and the Badgers.
Beard
and Badgers.
Yes.
The double Bs of iCombat. Woo!
If we could have white vests, I'm sure I would like. If we had white tournament vests, the championship game being a team in red and a team in white, now that would just be awesome.
Well, if we do that, then we got to put Bucky Badger on the field. I mean, I don't think we could just give him a couple guns. And actually, if you've ever played the game Dread, you got to make Bucky Badger the Dread. You got to let him go out there and just absolutely rifle down on these people.
Oh, yeah. As you can see, folks, right now, Madison Trauma is living up to their name. They are causing a lot of Pew Pew trauma, being up 9-3.
Not a lot of excitement going on right now.
It's a very stagnant game. I think a lot of players are actually they're being a bit hesitant. Yeah. There's some action in the clock tower. I just saw a Pew Pew player going up top. But
I wouldn't necessarily say hesitant. More methodical, slower movements, a lot of aiming going on. It's very hard. A lot of the players and viewers at home might not know this, but tournament level play is a lot harder than your normal sessions that you'll play in. There's different settings for tournament play, making it much harder to hit your targets. In normal league play, you have a much wider spread of the IR beam, making it a little more forgiving for shooting your targets. On blue tournament setting, you need to hit your targets. You have to aim. If you don't aim, you're not going to do well in this tournament, and you got to aim.
That's very true. So for the viewers at home that don't know, what Cody was just explaining is, you see those sensors on the vest, those are actually what you have to hit in a tournament. It's more difficult, and it comes with a lot of practice, and that's why this tournament is going to be so interesting to watch. Madison Trauma right now just dropping a 24 bomb onto Pew Pew.
With a very lackadaisical 11 kills.
I mean,
they're just not pushing out. It's a simple strategy. You need to get moving.
I mean, it's kind of amazing that Madison Trauma is able to put up the numbers they are right now, and one of their players, it doesn't look like they're doing anything. But that doesn't matter, because he's ultimately on the winning team right now.
Wins and wins. You just got to keep pushing. 9-2, better than CJ.
Maybe that was the goal of Madison Trauma.
Let me ask you a question. Better than CJ. Do you smell a little bit of rivalry there?
Well,
I feel like I've heard that name before. CJF. Better than CJ. Good friends. Good competitors. Right now, it's better than CJ is definitely pushing up the ranks. We've also got T-Bone rocking a 12-kill lead with a 7 from Tuck, 5 from White Jesus. That team is just keeping their score a-rolling.
You know, I think Madison Trauma has, they got the beard factor going for them.
Again with the beard. There's a pattern here.
And they also have the Jesus.
You can't lose with that. You absolutely can't. Team Pew Pew, they need to push out. We've only got 25 seconds left. They just can't sit in the back. This first match is going to drop to Madison Trauma by a very, very big lead. And I really hope that Pew Pew can learn from their mistakes and really figure out where they can capitalize off of Team Madison Trauma.
I think Pew Pew might actually be doing the same strategy that we saw in the first team deathmatch against Red Bananas at Mayhem. Pull back, learn from their mistakes, and then they're going to come out guns a-blazing.
I hope so. I want to see as many shots as possible. I should see bandoliers flying left and right. I want to see mags going. I want to see lots of shots. There should be lots of orange lights going on in that field. I want to see people shooting. That's the problem with what's going on in these matches.
They're not really going to be orange. They're going to be green for this one.
I'm talking about the muzzle flash, man. I want to see muzzle flash. I want to see shots. I want it to rain lasers. Now, in order to get these kills that this team needs, be that Team Pew Pew, they need to push out and they need to start making these shots. They need to talk to each other to let each other know where their opponents are, and they need to work together. A lot of times when you push 2 players in a spot, you can get that trade. 1 player might die, but if you get that trade, you're still 1 point ahead.
That's very true. Yep.
Singles win championships, man. You got to push 1 kill at a time. You got to take it 1 match at a time, 1 kill at a time, and you can't get too ahead of yourself. So we've got a lot of room for improvement for Team Pew Pew in their first match. Madison Trauma, if they can keep it going, they are going to be able to secure their first win of this tournament. But do they want it?
Madison Trauma, 3 players with beards.
Man,
I think the beards are overall going to win this tournament.
I mean, I wish I could do the beard, but unfortunately, I'm reduced to, yeah, right. So we've got a few moments on the field here. We've got a bit of a technical difficulty with a few of the guns, so we're going to go ahead and let you know what's going on with some of these players. These players that are playing on the field tonight have a very, very wide spread of these 2 teams have a very wide spread of stats. We've got a lot of wins, a lot of different KDs, a lot of good accuracies. We've got a few players with a 20% T-bone whiz, 21% accurate. Man just does not miss a shot. We've got,
as the viewers at home can see right now.
Yep, we've got a lot of spread here.
Yeah.
Team Madison Trauma overall, according to their stats, are dropping 20%, 12%, 15%, which is fairly even. A very good player for this sport has about a 20% accuracy rating. Now, like I said, on blue tournament setting, your accuracy is going to be much harder to hold due to the sheer level. There's no margin for error. You gotta aim.
Right.
You gotta aim.
And a lot of people think that the headshots are what actually does it, but on blue mode, you want to aim for the middle of the chest. As you can see, our next group of competitors.
If you look closely at the vest there, I believe that the best strategy is to shoot the sensors above the left and right shoulders. You're going to hit a cluster of shots before you hit that one sensor on their head. A lot of players are going to play with their arms tucked in to cover their chests, and they're going to be able to keep that play style really small so you can't have a target to hit. A lot of players are going to look like they're crazy, doing all kinds of crazy stuff because they're doing this.
But now what I like to do, if you do that again, real quick.
Scared.
So as you see, Cody's covering the shoulder sensors right here. What I personally like to do is if you aim for the sensor that's in the middle of the eye that you guys just saw at home, and just kind of, ride your shot up, you'll almost guaranteed to hit that center, and then as you keep going, you're going to hit the sensor right in the head. So right here. So that's what I personally like to do, especially when I notice that they're tucked in close. But each player is different. You got the 2 waist ones as well that are exposed. Or you can do what a lot of players also like to do, wait for the person to run out of ammo, and then shoot them in the back.
There you go. There's a lot of craziness going on with the settings that we're playing on that make it a very difficult target to hit. You got to stay small.
Pew Pew has a tutu.
We've got a lot of people that are really going all out for tonight. These players they came hungry and excited.
I like that.
We even got some stretches going on in the field. Never want to pull a muscle in this. This is a very aggressive sport. This is something that is very unforgiving, and you need to move. It's going to be a lot of running, a lot of moving, so we'll see in this next match how aggressive these players can be and how mobile they can be.
Pew Pew coming out strong.
Red team pushing up into their towers, trying to get a bit of a midfield advantage with covering fire from high angles. Both teams dropping a few players, keeping it neck and neck for the first couple of seconds here in this first match. We've got a lot of people trying to cover some angles, hunkering down and holding tight.
I think, I think Madison Trauma right now, I think that's kind of their best bet. Just kind of hunkering down, covering those angles, because like we saw in the first round with Red Bananas and Mayhem, Mayhem knew that they had to come out strong, and Red Bananas kind of held back just a bit. I think they held back a little too much.
Yep, you can't be passive. This is not a passive sport. This is a sport where you need to show these people that I am faster than you, I can aim better than you, I can move better than you.
I know the field better than you.
That's more of a mental game, but
it's a mental game, yes, but at the same time, Madison Trauma is showing right now. I mean, obviously Pew Pew is a little scared. They're not coming out as much as you see the grate right there up in the guard tower. He's trying to cover the spread. He's getting them the kills. Although he is only 2-1, but he's spraying a lot, and he's keeping Madison Trauma down.
I firmly believe that with such a huge lead in that first game, that Team Madison Trauma, they're not trying to get those kills. They're playing game don't die.
That's very true. As you can see right there, better than CJF. He's in there. He's giving strategy. His team's following him. That's really what you got to do as a captain.
That's exactly what they're doing. They got a lot of people hiding and trying. You got to force your opponent to make those moves. When you're ahead by that much, you can be passive. So this is the one opportunity where I can say, hiding is a good thing. I mean, you make your teammates push out of their own spawn, get them out of their comfort zone, and make them try and make those plays. You have the advantage when you're in one spot holding down your fort, and they happen to cross into your field of fire. You're aimed, ready to go. They need to adjust. That adjustment time is what's going to lose that firefight for you.
That's very true.
Pew Pew tying it up here with a minute and a half left, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Still down, and losing one game, like we said, not big of a deal.
Nope.
All you got, maybe that might be a strategy that some teams are using.
Fall back, get a good idea of what they're going to play against.
Get a good idea of what they're going to play against, and then ride out the rest of the tournament in the loser's bracket. I've seen it happen before.
As a competitor myself in the tournaments that I've participated in the past, the best strategy for me was to really feel out my opponents. I learned who I was going to fight and really fight against by sitting back. I mean, a loss is never a good thing. You're always pretty salty. I'm a bit of a pain in the butt when I lose a match because I turn into a little baby.
Yes, you do.
Wow, feeling the love, man. Whoa, we might need to step out there after this and shoot some lasers of our own.
I'll go IR Knife Hands.
IR Knife Hands?
And the 2-2 is down.
They're keeping it close. Pew Pew is definitely hanging in there. They are not giving up.
That's very true. They are not giving up the second round. Unfortunately, too little, too late.
Yep.
And
like I was saying, as a former competitor, you need to really learn from losses like this. 11 seconds left, securing the win is going to be Madison Trauma. You got to learn from it. Wow, they had the agility of that guy.
I don't know if he tried to do that. It looked
like a squirrel. Did you see that?
It was good. Madison Trauma, good on you. You took the lead. You knew what you had to do coming out in the second half, and you stuck to it. I think actually what they did was they had a game plan for both sides. They stuck to it. Pew Pew. They hit the brick wall. They floundered.
The brick wall.
They came back in the second half, but it was still a flounder.
Absolutely.
Fish out of water.
You got to give it to Team Madison Trauma. Congrats on the win. Team Pew Pew, you got to learn from this. Like I was trying to say before, as a competitor, you really need to pay attention to everything. When you're not out right away, so you need to keep that momentum going and really push past it. I know I came back for losing my first match, came back to the final match of one of the tournaments that I was in last. It was a total nut house. I lost by like double the points right in the beginning, but we came back. So we can go ahead and see what was on the minds of Team Madison Trauma with an interview down on the field with the beautiful Jennifer.
I'm with the winning team, Team Bone, and what worked out best for you during this mission?
I'd probably say definitely strategy. First game, we had the rough side. We played it rough. We took them the first time, got lots of points on them. I think that helped quite a bit. And then once we had the hard side, it was really just stay back, play your position, paint a lane in what I call in paintball, and just keep pulling it out. So.
Did you have any troubles during this mission?
I'd say in the beginning a little bit. We were down a little bit, but we caught up quite a bit. Towards that second game, I was a little nervous. I was a little nervous that we might give up a couple points and could pull away, but we played good. We stayed confident, and we pulled it through.
Did you have any strategies going into this mission?
With Team Deathmatch, yeah, don't die. And when you die, do not run back. Take your time, respawn, maybe communicate with your team where they are, and get back out there and let's shoot some people.
Well, thank you very much, and good luck next mission. Back to the announcers.
Wow. Like we said it, don't die. Don't die.
Yep.
they played that last match very slowly, methodically, and they really secured the win by not
26.
do what fat kids do best. Walk. Don't run. You got to
Who
really
better to take fat kid advice from two fat kids?
Yes. No, they really used the best aggressive strategy of being passive. I mean, you're not gonna win. You're not gonna win a match if you can't shoot people. Now, with all of that being said, we're gonna start our next match of Team Mayhem versus Live for the Tactical Batman. They will be playing a team deathmatch, and we are gonna go ahead and start that right now.
Again, the pink tutu is making an appearance again.
The pink tutu.
Yeah.
Death by tutu. Death by tutu. That's what
we're calling them. Death
Yep.
by tutu. Wow, Mayhem.
Purple team. Where are you going?
So,
Live for the Batman.
Live for the Batman. Batman. Batman's on the field.
I'm kind of disappointed he didn't wear that hat to this tournament. You know what? Batman trumps beard. Batman trumps beard.
Well, I don't know, because as of right now, Mayhem is putting down a 9-3, and they're right there. There's Hold My Batman. He's hanging out in the spawn. You can't do that, brother. Don't do that.
I feel like the tone for tonight's matches, you're going to see a lot of close... The matches
Clock
where...
tower.
This tower, man. They just love that Overwatch. They don't want to keep their team too far back, so they're keeping everyone in their opponents in their spawn so that their team can be free to roam. That's where you're going to get a lot of these big point gaps coming by teams who hold their own mid-court and really push them back. Now, my issue with what's going on in this tournament so far is a lot of these teams are going to be really aggressive. You're going to see a lot going on in midfield, and you're going to see a lot of close games that way. These games that we're seeing a big point gap is because people are not grasping the concept of a spawn camp. You cannot get camped. That is the player's worst enemy.
That is very true. Also, what the viewers at home just saw up in the clock tower, he was aware that the clock tower is a major factor. So he was checking his windows, getting his kills that way, but he was also covering his 6. Yes, I did say cover his 6, which is covering your back, making sure no one was coming up the stairs behind him. Because if it seems like if you lose the clock tower, you're not going to have a good time.
Nope, you cannot lose that ground. It's a very big field. Lots of places for people to sneak and hide. If you don't get the ground that your team needs to really hold that half field point, your team's not going to be able to push the way you need to. Live for the Batman, or Hold My Batman, excuse me, from Live from Tactical Batman, pushing up, hiding behind that truck, using it to his advantage. Aggressive push, very methodical. What an accurate player. Just keep pushing, unstopped. I've never seen someone so casually walk into a spawn like that. Nuts, you crazy.
Well, he's back.